Stage friend.
I think very nice. I like it. And it's
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that will look upon should tumble and fall, all the mountains should rumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, darling, would you stand by me? Stand by me. Oh, stand. When I am down, when I am broken, would you stand by me? Oh, darling, would you stand by me? So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, would you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Ooh. Oh.
Good evening, Rochdale. My name is Frances. With me, I have Karen. We are the Son Sisters Yam of the choir, Oldham. We are here to present to you this evening Tango Luka Baba, which means the love of a father.
Good evening. We are here in full now. We've got 5 members out of the lift. So bear with us. We always say it's about the sisterhood rather than the singing, and we're here today to celebrate diversity. And what we're here to do is to connect together, to share love and kindness in these difficult times, and hopefully you'll enjoy the evening and join in with us. So thank you for coming, thank you for listening.
Have another round of applause for the Sawn Choir, please. Good evening, everyone. I hope you've all found your seats and you're sat in the right seat. Tonight, we gather in a place that tells a powerful story, not just of architecture and history, but of pride, resilience, and community. Rochdale Town Hall, our iconic Grade 1 listed Victorian Gothic masterpiece. The Town Hall was recently named Best Heritage Project in the UK at the prestigious RICS Awards 2025. This national recognition placed our town hall ahead of some of the UK's most celebrated landmarks, including Big Ben, the Victoria and Albert Museum, and the Edinburgh Futures Institute. It's a proud moment for Rochdale and a testament to the vision, teamwork, and community spirit behind its £20 million restoration. Not bad for a building that's over 150 years old and still turning heads. If only we all aged that well. And what better setting can we ask for the Rochdale Diversity Awards 2025? A night where we honor the people and organizations shaping a more inclusive, compassionate, and connected borough. Deputy Lieutenant, High Sheriff, Madam Mayor, Member of Parliament, Leader of Rochdale Borough Council, Chief Executive of Rochdale Borough Council, esteemed councillors, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our finalists. Welcome to Rochdale Town Hall and welcome to the Rochdale Diversity Awards 2025. As CEO of KYP, I'm incredibly proud to stand before you this evening. Since 2012, KYP has had the privilege of managing these awards. And each year we're reminded of the extraordinary individuals and organizations working to make our borough more inclusive, more compassionate, and more just. KYP was founded on the principles of empowerment, representation, and community solidarity, values that continue to guide our work. These awards are an extension of that mission, to recognize those who challenge inequality, uplift others, and build bridges across our wonderfully diverse communities. Before we go any further, I want to acknowledge that October is Black History Month, a time to honor the achievements and contributions and resilience of Black communities across the UK and beyond. It's a time to reflect on the struggle for justice and equality, to celebrate the richness of Black heritage and culture, to recognize the ongoing work needed to dismantle racism in all its forms. Black History Month reminds us that diversity is not just about representation, it's about recognition, respect, and real change. It's about amplifying voices that have too often been marginalized and ensuring that history reflects the full breadth of human experience. As we celebrate diversity tonight, let us also honor the legacy of Black changemakers, past and present. We continue to inspire us all. What does diversity mean? We all hear the word, but what does it really mean? Diversity is one of Rochdale's greatest strengths, and tonight it's celebration of that. We often think of diversity in terms of ethnicity, and rightly so. Our borough is home to a rich mix of cultures, language, and traditions that shape our identity, but diversity is broader than that. It includes our abilities, beliefs, gender, and age and life experiences. It's about recognizing that everyone brings something unique, that our differences are building blocks for stronger, more connected communities. While preparing for this event, I reached out to senior public figures for speaker suggestions. Every name offered came from an ethnically diverse background. That's something to celebrate, but it also reminded me that diversity isn't just about ethnicity. True diversity means inclusion in all its forms. It's about creating spaces where everyone feels they belong, listening to voices that haven't always been heard, and making inclusion something we live every day. As we celebrate tonight, let's remember diversity is not just about who we are, it's about how we treat one another and how we work together to build a future where everyone can thrive. These awards are about recognizing good practice and celebrating the people and organizations making a real difference in our borough. This year, we received more nominations than ever before, a clear sign of the incredible work happening across Rochdale to promote inclusion, fairness, and community spirit. We are here to honor the achievements of our finalists and individuals, organizations who have gone above and beyond to make a difference. Their work may not always make headlines, but it transforms lives, whether through advocacy, sport, innovation, or quiet acts of kindness, they embody the true spirit of diversity and inclusion. A heartfelt thanks to our judging panel who gave their time, insight, and care in reviewing nominations and selecting this year's finalists and winners. Can I now ask the members of our judging panel to please stand and make themselves known? And of course, a sincere thank you to our sponsors. Without your support, this celebration wouldn't be possible. Without you, we'd be having this event in the car park with a flask of tea and a packet of digestives. Let's take the inspiration from the stories we hear tonight. Let us recognize the courage, commitment, and contribution of our finalists. Let us ensure that their efforts are not only celebrated tonight, but supported and sustained in the months and years to come. Let me leave you with the words of His Majesty King Charles III. We recognize today that our diversity is our greatest strength. This is not just a statement, it's a challenge that looks beyond labels and categories, and to see the value in every story, every struggle, and every contribution. Because diversity is not a problem to be solved, it's a gift to be embraced. It is the energy that drives innovation, the compassion that builds community, and the courage that fuels change. So as we celebrate tonight, let us also commit to defending the principles of inclusion, challenging narrow narratives, and ensuring that every person, regardless of background and identity or circumstance, has the opportunity to thrive. Our diversity is our strength. Let's make sure our actions reflect that truth. Thank you, and once again, welcome to the Rochdale Diversity Awards 2025. So I want to invite up our first speaker, Asrazul Haq, OBE, His Majesty's Deputy Lieutenant. Asraz served as a police officer for 30 years, earning multiple commendations from the High Court judges, magistrates, and chief constables. Received a national recognition for innovation in policing from the Home Secretary, and later won an award for inspirational leadership. His career included roles in CID and the Prevention of Terrorism Unit in London. In 2021, he was appointed Deputy Lieutenant. Together with his family, Asrar leads the Amani initiative, promoting environmental awareness locally. His efforts were recognized by the Royal Horticultural Society. Please, can you all give a round of applause as Asrar makes his way to the stage. Thank you.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Deputy Lieutenants, High Sheriff, Madam Mayor, distinguished guests. Greetings to you all from the Lord Lieutenant, who is invited tonight. Miss Diane Hawkins was unable to attend, and she's asked me to represent her this evening. For those of you who don't know what a Lord Lieutenant is, just a brief history. The Lord Lieutenant position came about following the War of the Roses, and each county was allocated a Lord Lieutenant by the monarch. And the idea was to bring together different militias to support the monarch. From that point on, the role has developed now, and the Lord Lieutenant's role is now to be the eyes and ears of His Majesty the King, to look out for people that are doing inspirational, hard work, selfless service in the community, so that they can be recognised for their dedication, but also for organisations, commercial and voluntary, that do some fantastic work. The Lord Lieutenant sends her good wishes for this evening for the valuable work that KYP are doing in promoting diversity and inclusion. As a youngster, I remember seeing KYP in the old building on Belfield Lane, and respect goes to the founders that had a vision about the organisation, and then the successive leaders that KYP has had that have taken it from strength to strength. Long may this organisation continue in doing the great work that it does, and events like this help us to focus our minds, to take a moment of introspection. The value of an event like this can't be understated. It's already been mentioned that the award started in 2012. I've only just managed to get through the door this year, so I'm obviously doing something wrong. As a youngster, I used to see lots of young black and Asian people working on entry-level jobs, and they worked really, really hard. They were really, really talented, but they couldn't get beyond the entry-level jobs. Middle management was beyond them, and senior management was never going to happen. Diversity wasn't valued. I remember a conversation with the Army Chief of Staff, General Sir Charles Guthrie, and he said, I want to make a change, I want to make a difference, but every time I try something, I'm told there's rules, there's regulations, and there's protocol, and I can't do anything, so I can't make the changes I want to promote black and Asian staff. And then he says, it dawned on me, I'm the organisation's leader. I can make those changes. I need to be brave. I will get criticised, but unless I make those changes, change will not happen. And I think that's as true for every organisation. We've got some fantastic leaders doing great work, but sometimes you have to make those brave decisions. So, allow me to touch upon my career briefly as a police officer. And I'm only going to touch on the bad bits, only to emphasise how things were changed. I joined the police in 1985 with a physics degree, and I thought the police was all about helping people, which it was, and it was a great organisation, which it was. But it was also a sexist, misogynistic, and a racist organisation. Some would argue it still is, but I can tell you it has changed. The first duty a young constable was given in Rochdale was to walk around the town centre. And the instruction from the inspector was, here's some parking tickets, go and do the P taxi drivers. Now we all know what it means by P, not the English ones. Why? Because the English ones are where the police officers go at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to have their cups of coffee. But the P taxi drivers, they're the private hire ones. Go and give them some tickets. As a young officer, I refused to do that. And I was called into the office I'm told, nobody likes a smart P. You're not going anywhere in this organisation. I joined at the same time as a gay officer, and we were good friends. And one day he came to me in tears, and he says, I'm thinking of resigning. Why are you thinking of resigning? We've only just joined. It's been a year and a half. He says, because I'm gay, other police officers will not support me when I go to violent incidents, because they think if they work with me, they'll catch AIDS. As a consequence, because of the bullying, because of the way he was treated, he left the police service. I moved to the city centre of Manchester. In Manchester, they used to treat it as fun and games to go out after midnight and harass people in the gay village for no other reason other than they were gay. That led to a loss of trust and confidence, and more importantly, the respect that people had for the police service. There was no information coming from that area of town, and yet that was the highest crime area of the city centre. Eventually, one of the senior officers said, we need to repair these relationships, and I was tasked with that job. So I set up the very first police post in the gay village and allocated 2 officers to that area. As a consequence, with time, confidence grew, and people began to have the communication with the police that they should have, and the trust and the confidence. Eventually, Greater Manchester Police became an employer of choice, which goes to show that if you put the effort in, you will get the rewards. And I'm going to give you another story. And again, it's a negative one, but I think it needs to be said. It was already mentioned that I was working in the terrorism unit in London. So, I was doing my bit to keep the country safe. I had access to the government offices. I was meeting government officials. I was going to the Home Office doing briefings. I was meeting the peers at the House of the Lords. I had a high level of security and clearance. And then, before my next posting, they temporarily posted me to the centre of the universe, Rochdale. So I arrive here, and I park on the car park, and I was asked to move my car. Why couldn't I park my car there? Because the admin manager considers you to be a security risk, because she hasn't vetted you. Although I'd been vetted by the highest level of security, she hadn't vetted me, so I couldn't park on the car park. Well, that lasted for about 30 seconds when we had an exchange of ideas, and then that continued. And I ask yourselves now, would that have happened if I didn't have a brown face? So, remember, that was the past. Things have changed, and they've only changed because brave people made some brave decisions, unpopular decisions, and that changed the police for the better. They changed the status quo. They stood up, and good leaders made those decisions. Our policing, rightly so, is recognised as the best model of policing in the world, and I think we should be very proud of that. So that was the past. We're now in the present. Remember that these police officers that I've just talked negatively about, and it was historical, they're there and they put their lives out in risk to help other people. Now, many of you in this room have done brave things. You've brought about change. You've brought about diversity in your organisations. And as a consequence, people with different backgrounds are now flourishing. But is that the best we can do in Rochdale? Because think about it. Think about the million-dollar businesses around the world. Microsoft, Google, YouTube, the World Bank, Chanel, Pepsi, IBM, Starbucks. What's the one thing they have in common? They all have Asians as their chief executives. If you look at the UK, Asda, B&M, Royal Enfield, Hamleys, even Tetley Tea, sorry Yorkshire, it's owned by Asians. The East India Company, There's a story there, isn't there? East India Company, owned by Asians, Chorus, Jaguar, Land Rover, and until recently, British Steel, owned by Asians. What does that tell you? It tells you if you allow talent to flourish, it will do. You need to nourish it. You need to give people opportunities. And we've got the people in this room that are currently doing that. There was a study done by the City of London about the value of the brown pound and the Muslim pound. If you've not had access to it, I think you should do, because it makes for interesting reading. Whether you like it or not, there is a massive positive impact by having that diversity. You don't have to look far now. If you look at any Asian area, they might be in the poorest parts of town, but look at the businesses that are thriving there, because people are allowed to flourish. So, tonight we're here to celebrate the amazing people in this room that have made a difference, and it's an honour to be in the room with them. Your dedication in making this a fairer and more just society is something that has to be respected. You're not impacting on just one life, you're impacting on society and generations afterwards. You are the ones that make this place the great place that it is. So tonight for me, all the nominees and the nominators are worthy winners and worthy of recognition. So would you please join me in a round of applause for all the nominees and then all the nominators. From me, thank you for the great work that you do, and please don't let anybody stop you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those words with us. I want to introduce our next speaker. She was born in Littleborough, raised in Hull and in Rochdale. Janet enjoyed a long teaching career, culminating as Director of Performing Arts at Wardle High School since 2014. She has represented Littleborough Lakeside and held key cabinet roles in health, well-being, culture, and community. She is Rochdale's Armed Forces champion and patron of the New Pioneers. A passionate advocate for arts and culture, Janet has helped bring major projects like the Gracie Fields statue, Dippy, Gaia, and the Uprising murals to Rochdale. She remains committed to community cohesion, young people, and the borough, while enjoying family life and travel. She was appointed as our current Mayor of Rochdale in this financial year 2025. So please can you all give a round of applause and welcome Madam Mayor Councillor Janet Emsley to the stage, please. Can you come that way, please?
Thank you, Zulf. And I've been up on this stage many times doing many roles. I never know which side to come on. So here we are. Hello. And I'm not going to go through a list of all the different people that are here. I'm just going to say hello, everybody, because otherwise you miss somebody out and then they get really frustrated. So we're here at the Diversity Awards. And if we think about diversity, there's various words that we use. And Azra has talked about his experiences in the police. My experience is obviously very different. I was brought up in Littleborough. I was brought up in Hull. I came back to Rochdale. And everything that I've done in between has been about surviving in a world that sometimes seems to be a little bit male-dominated. However, I was the first woman member of the exec at Hull University. I've been the first woman in many places for many positions, and I'm proud to be one of the women in the council at Rochdale. I'm proud also to be the 10th elected woman mayor of the borough. There have been 170 mayors. I'm the 10th elected one, the 11th woman. If you want the story behind that, I'll give it you later. It's not a problem. But basically, it's 10 years since a woman was in this position, and I hope that it won't be quite as long till the next one follows me. Because when we talk about diversity, we talk about race, we talk about culture, we talk about age, and perhaps we should also talk about gender. In looking at what I was going to talk about tonight, I reflected a little bit on what I've done over the last couple of days. So last night, I was at the Black History event at Middleton Arena, where my friend, Nikki, had put on an event for everybody to celebrate black culture and black history. And we talked a lot about history, we talked a lot about standing on the shoulders of people and the roots that we have. Everybody in this room has different roots. Everybody in this room has a different background. And everybody in this room is part of the rich diversity of our borough. And I thought one of the men in our literature in Britain that I've had a lot of kind of things to do with because I used to be an English teacher. It was William Shakespeare. And the bit that I've chosen to focus on for a moment is his All the World's a Stage. All the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and man in his time plays many parts. He goes on about the 7 ages of man. But when Shakespeare's talking about man, he's talking about people. And basically, we're all on this stage for whatever length of time. Sometimes 70 years and 10. I'll be 70 in January. I hope it's a little longer than that. So we're here for whatever reason and doing whatever we're doing, and we're doing different things. So I thought a little bit about today. We raised the Kashmir flag. We raise many flags in Rochdale for many reasons. We have many groups of people that have different needs and wants and different backgrounds. Today is Kashmir Day. Another time, on the 1st of October, we raise the Nigerian flag, and we'll raise more flags from more different places as we go through. This is the 24th week of my mayoralty. Today, this is my 264th event that I'm doing, and I just had a little reflection over some of the things that I have been doing. Whether I was at Deeplish celebrating 35 years of a community centre that served the whole community. I was at Christchurch celebrating 175 years of a church the other week. I was at the Curtain Theatre celebrating 100 years of the Curtain Theatre. And I've been at St Thomas's in Kirkholt celebrating 70 years. All these celebrations of the different places are places that have got different groups of people that belong to them. I've had veterans in the parlour celebrating the fact or commemorating the fact that they've given service to our community. Ken Wright, 102 years old. Roland Hume, 95 years old. I represent veterans in the community. I represent the veterans of the borough. I've had young people in the council chamber doing the youth parliament. We've had a co-op international conference in this hall, people from all over the world coming to Rochdale to celebrate cooperation. I've been to one of the twin towns, I've been to Turquoise. We've got a group from Bielefeld coming over soon. We've got people from Sahiwal and we've had people from Turquoise and Bielefeld over in Rochdale this year. We've also obviously got twin towns in Lviv and Pina. We've had Rochdale in Rainbows. We've had the 40th celebration of Smithy Bridge Station, the Littleborough Food and Drink Festival, Rushbury, the Town Hall, New Pioneers, Rochdale Light Orchestra, Milnrow Brass Band, Whitwalks and Wardle Brass Band, Hare Hill, Hollingworth. I've got a list as long as my arm and I've only got 5 minutes. So I'm going to say to you what my year represents at the minute, and I've only done 24 weeks so far, is a vast variety of people all over the borough doing all sorts of things, and that is what our diversity is about. I'd also like to mention the charities that I have as mayoral charities that represent different people across the borough. So Awakening Minds and Spring Hill Hospice, the Johnny Alfrey Music Memorial, Papyrus, WAG and Jolly Josh. These are all charities that represent the diversity of our borough, the people in it that are so different. And I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all of you here for playing the different parts that you play, for being the different people that we are in this borough of ours, which is so diverse. And I hope that the evening goes well for everybody. Congratulations to all the nominations, and let's have a really good night.
So just before we move on to our next speaker, I just want to go from one mayor to another mayor. Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, unfortunately can't be with us tonight. He has sent us a message, and I'll just read that out. So, good evening. Please accept my apologies for not being able to join you tonight. I'm very pleased to send this message in recognition of the Rochdale Diversity Awards and the outstanding individuals and organisations being celebrated. These awards are a testament to the values we hold dear in Greater Manchester: fairness, inclusion and respect for all. To the finalists, your work in promoting equality and strengthening community cohesion is deeply appreciated. You represent the very best of Rochdale. I would also like to thank KYP for once again organising this important event. Your long-standing commitment to empowering communities and advancing social justice continues to make a meaningful impact across the borough and beyond. As a city region, we remain focused on building a fairer and more inclusive future for our residents. Through the Greater Manchester Strategy, we're investing in inclusive public services, expanding access to opportunity, supporting initiatives that reflect the diversity of our communities. Events like the Rochdale Diversity Awards and KYP's ongoing activities not only continue to contribute to this strategy, but demonstrates the willingness and power of the VCSFE sector to bringing the strategy to life. Although I cannot be with you this evening, I stand firmly behind the values this event represents. Congratulations once again to all the finalists, and thank you for the difference you make. I hope he makes it to the 2026 awards, because this is the second year he's had to unfortunately pull out at the last minute. So, the next speaker, it's my pleasure to introduce a remarkable young voice from our community, Isa Ahmed. Isa is a 19-year-old law student at Manchester Metropolitan University, born, raised and educated right here in Rochdale. Isa brings a powerful perspective shaped by both heritage and lived experience in this town. So can we have a round of applause for Isa, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Isa Ahmed. I am 19 years old and I am studying law in Manchester. I have attended local schools such as Shawcliffe Community Primary School. I believe my old head teacher is somewhere in the audience. Hello. And I've also been to Rochdale Academy. And finally completed my A-levels in Rochdale Sixth Form College. And thus, I'm basically born, bred and educated in Rochdale. Now, I'm the son of two British Kashmiri Pakistani parents, my dad right there, and that means my roots are rich with a heritage from a culturally diverse background, but my upbringing has always been shaped and deeply grounded in this town. Now, it's an honor to speak tonight in front of such a distinguished and diverse audience, such as Deputy Lieutenant, the High Sheriff, our honourable MPs, the Mayor, and senior councillors, senior officers of the local authority, representatives from Greater Manchester Police, educators, community leaders, and volunteers who lead and shape our borough every single day to make Rochdale a great place to live. Now, Rochdale is a town of resilience and diversity, but it's also a town that has felt the tremors of division, tremors that have been felt across the country. In recent months, we've seen many moments that have tested us. Now, we've seen one of the largest far-right rallies in modern UK history, and they've all ended in violence, with dozens of police officers injured and slogans incited unrest and tensions. We've seen mosques that have been firebombed, with worshippers inside narrowly escaping the flames. We've also seen how hatred has led to an attack on a synagogue, which is quite close to us as well. And we've also seen how lies and deceptions can ignite riots, which was also seen in the Southport case, where lies quickly escalated about migrants, or basically anyone who's different. We've seen protests marching about the allegedly high levels of immigration into our country, but mixing this with a criticism of Islam and people of colour. Now, all of these protests have, protested in the name of patriotism or taking back our country, which ironically goes against true British values, such as respect and tolerance. To me, they spread claims that people like me don't belong, that our skin colour, our heritage makes us different, that despite us all being born here and our families all being here for 3 generations, we don't belong here and we will always be seen as outsiders. Now, I was born in Rochdale, I was brought up in Rochdale, and I've been educated in Rochdale, and I've always proudly considered myself as British. Yet there is one lingering question that has always rested above my head. Where are you really from? Now, it's a question that can seem innocent to some. However, to me, it is a reminder that no matter how British I sound, no matter how local my accent is, how deeply I can care about this town, I'm still seen as an outsider. But I'm as British as them, and for some reason, no matter how hard I try, nothing is enough to prove to them that I belong here. Where are you really from isn't just a question, it's a statement, a quiet way of saying, you're not one of us. And when you hear it enough, you start to wonder, what more do I have to do to prove that I'm British? How many times do I need to say, I'm from Rochdale, without there being some sort of follow-up question? I'm proud of being British, and to me, being British means more than just holding a passport or just being born here. It means that it can mean a lot of things. It can be something as small as, watching a British show like Doctor Who with your brother, coming home at the end of the day to a cup of tea. Or it can mean something as massive as growing up being surrounded by people from diverse backgrounds, where the only thing we have in common is our language and our love for British values. Being British means standing up for fairness, for justice, and for each other. And it also means tolerance, respect, and valuing free speech, but also knowing when free speech goes too far and just becomes hateful and harmful. It means being proud of our way of life, our wonderful NHS, our public services, and the diversity and richness that different communities bring together, which adds to our heritage and binds us together and strengthens our country. Now, far-right rhetoric wants to lie to you, and they're going to tell you that immigration is the problem. But the true problem is ignorance and jealousy that just stokes and fuels division. It's always foolish to stand against each other, and as every single person in this room knows, humanity is always greatest and strongest when united. Now, I want to acknowledge the efforts of those in this room who are working hard to make Rochdale more united and inclusive. From our community organisations to educators, from council officers to volunteer. Your work matters, and your leadership matters, and your courage to stand up for diversity is what gives people like me hope. But policies aren't enough. We need courage. The courage to speak up when hate raises its ugly head, to challenge racism, injustice, intolerance, and to build bridges across our communities. We need empathy, and we need, as the Deputy Lieutenant said, to rebuild trust in our police. And we need every councillor and officer to make inclusion not just a priority, but normal practice. Now, I believe in a future where diversity isn't just tolerated, it is celebrated. Where no child grows up feeling like they don't belong here, in the country that they were born. Where our differences are not our weakness, but our strength. So tonight, let's celebrate those who are working hard to build a Rochdale that's safe and welcoming for everyone. Because at the end of the day, we are in this together. We share one characteristic. We are all human. So let's stand together in unity and harmony for my future, the great town of the future of this great town, and the future of this great country.
Thank you, Isa. My next guest, and I know we're running behind, but I think it's important that we get everybody's perspective in, and I know you're all going to be hungry, but the food is ready and waiting. So my next guest, Neil. Neil attended Cardinal Langley Grammar School in Middleton. He went on to achieve an honours degree in modern languages from the University of Wales and studied at the Sorbonne in Paris and at Valencia University in Spain. Neil was first elected to the council in 1986 and served until 1994 before taking a break. He returned to politics in 2010, where he was elected to his current seat in West Middleton and subsequently elected as leader of the council in 2021. So please can we have a round of applause for leader of the council, Councillor Neil Emmett.
Thanks very much, Zulf. And can I also give tribute to Zulf and the team at KYP for organising yet again this fantastic evening where we celebrate Rochdale's diversity. After the last speaker, after Issa, I kind of think, how difficult is it to follow that young man? What a fantastic contribution he made to our evening tonight. But we're here to celebrate our diversity. Rochdale has a proud history of welcoming people from all different parts of the world. In the 19th century, it welcomed my ancestors who came across the Irish Sea from Ireland. After the Second World War, Rochdale welcomed people from Central and Eastern Europe, and those communities still play a vital and important role in the rich mosaic of communities that we have in Rochdale. Then we welcome people from South Asia, from Pakistan, Kashmir and Bangladesh. After that, in the 1990s into the 2000s, more people made their home here who came from Eastern Europe, from Poland and the Czech Republic, from Estonia, from Latvia and Lithuania, and many other parts of Eastern Europe. And then more recently, in the last 10 to 15 years, Rochdale's had a large, growing and vibrant African community, predominantly from Nigeria. And I think it's fantastic that we have that wonderful diversity within our community. And let's not forget, of course, as Azra ul-Haq said, it's not just about race and ethnicity. We also celebrate tonight those other communities. We celebrate women. We celebrate the LGBT community. We celebrate faith communities. We celebrate the advances of people with disabilities. All these people who contribute to the fantastic diversity of our borough. But I have to say to you, and it follows on from what Issa's just said, sadly, our diversity is under attack. There are those people who wish to attack our diversity and for us not to celebrate that diversity. Issa referenced the demonstration in London recently, led by somebody called Tommy Robinson, or whatever he's calling himself today. Tommy 10 names, I call him, because he has so different names. The irony of this man, who attacks what he calls so-called illegal migrants. This is a man who was deported from the United States for trying to enter that country on a false passport. The irony is unbelievable. And recently, there's been some marches. There was two in Haywood recently, where people were chanting the name of Tommy Robinson. That's not acceptable in our borough. And from that march, there was a group of vigilantes formed, and Roach Valley Radio, to their credit, exposed some of the messages that this group had put in their WhatsApp group, attacking black people, attacking the Muslim community, attacking the Jewish community. That's not acceptable in this day and age. And obviously, I'm the leader of the council, so I'm going to be a little bit political as well, because unfortunately on those marches in Haywood, there was a member of the Reform Party, a Reform councillor in this borough who was on that march. And you need to look around the country from last May, where the Reform Party took control of a number of county councils. In those councils, already diversity is under attack. They're cutting schemes which engage with the BAME communities and other wider communities because they consider them to be woke. Well, they're not woke. It's about including the whole and entire community. And I think it's time for all of us to take a stand against their intolerance and against their, what I will call, racism. We can't suffer them for much longer in this country. We've got to stop this, and we have got to take a stand, just like Issa said earlier. One of the things that often annoys me, and we've noticed recently that a few people, we've been talking about flags tonight, that people have been putting Union Jacks on lampposts and that. I don't have a massive problem with that, because that Union Jack represents all our community, and it represents all our community in this country from wherever their origins came. I can remember a few years ago some racist saying to me, "You know, there ain't no black in the Union Jack." Think about that. What a load of tosh. In the First World War, over 1 million men from what was then British India, today Pakistan, Kashmir, India, Bangladesh, over 1 million men volunteered to fight for Britain in the First World War. That was the largest volunteer army in history. That was then surpassed in the Second World War, when over 3 million men from what was then British India volunteered to fight for Britain in the Second World War. That then became the largest volunteer army in history. And many people fought for Britain from Africa, from the Caribbean, and people from Eastern Europe who also came to fight. So my response to those people who say there ain't no black in the Union Jack, my response is there's been plenty of black and Asian blood shed for the Union Jack, and we must never forget that. So let's all stand together. Let's celebrate tonight. Let's celebrate our wonderful diversity. And I'd like to finish with a quote, probably the most famous quote made by this person, which is by Dr. Samuel Johnson, who wrote the first dictionary of our English language in the 18th century. And Dr. Johnson said, "Xenophobia is the final refuge of the scoundrel. Let's stick together and let's not let these scoundrels divide us or attack our diversity." Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. So we're going to move on to the awards round one. I want to introduce Ghazala Iqbal, who's a director of KYP, and she's currently holds the post of secretary. Ghazala was born and raised in Rochdale, the youngest of 11 children. Her mother and father were successful business entrepreneurs. She is a single mother to 3 children and is passionate about empowering others to reach their full potential. Currently a project and partnership officer at First Choice Homes Oldham, Ghazala has worked for over 3 decades building stronger, more connected communities. Throughout her career, Ghazala has led countless projects that have brought people together across cultures, generations, and backgrounds. Through her work, she ensures that programs are shaped and respond to the real needs of communities. So please can you give a warm welcome to Ghazala. And I can go and sit down for a bit.
Oh, God. Good evening. Hi. So let's crack on. So I'm really pleased to be hosting these awards, well, the first round of Rochdale Diversity Awards. And it's really wonderful to see all the amazing work that's happening across our community. So tonight we're going to honour those who make Rochdale a more inclusive and vibrant place. Every nominee represents the spirit of unity and progress. Thank you for being here, and let's enjoy an inspiring evening. So I'd first like to welcome to the stage Richard Ronskly, the CEO from Altus Education Partnership. The first award that we're going to be looking at is Diversity in Public Sector Partnership Working Award.
The finalists for the Diversity in Public Sector Partnership Working Award are Cartwheel Arts, Crafting Heritage Project. Cartwheel Arts Crafting Heritage Project is nominated for its pioneering work in creating education and cultural inclusion. Trainees from refugee and migrant backgrounds have shared traditional crafts such as Congolese doll making and Ukrainian painting with Rochdale schools, enriching pupils' understanding of global cultures. The project builds skills, challenges discrimination, and leaves a lasting legacy through exhibitions and educational resources. Crafting Heritage is a shining example of how creativity can foster pride, inclusion, and intercultural understanding. Independence Advisory Group and Independent Community Scrutiny Panel. The Independent Advisory Group, IAG, and Independent Community Scrutiny Panel, ICSP, are nominated for their vital role in improving trust between Greater Manchester Police and local communities. By reviewing stop and search footage and advising on inclusive policies, these volunteer-led groups ensure transparency, accountability, and fairness in policing. Their work empowers underrepresented voices, strengthens community relations, and sets a national example for collaborative community-driven reform. Schools Linking Project. Rochdale Borough Council, Touchstones, M6 Theatre, and the Linking Network are nominated for their collaborative Schools Linking programme. This year-long initiative brings together pupils from different backgrounds to explore identity, diversity, and community through creative workshops and performances. The project builds confidence, friendships, and understanding, helping children celebrate differences and find common ground. Now, in its 4th year, Schools Linking continues to inspire joy, creativity, and connection across Rochdale schools.
Sorry, I don't want to drop this. Good evening, everybody. Terribly sorry about that. We had some interesting times finding the envelopes. So it's a great pleasure to be here, and it's an even greater pleasure to announce the winner of Diversity in Public Sector Partnership Working Award. And the winner is the Independent Advisory Group, IAG, and Independent Community Scrutiny Panel. Thank you. Where are they? Do I know what this is? Yeah.
Good evening, thanks very much. We didn't know we were going to have to make a speech or anything, but thanks for the magnificent evening everyone's been putting on tonight. I'm the inspector over at Rochdale Police Station, and these are all the volunteers that help me every couple of weeks review all our stop search videos and make some real positive feedback to give back to officers to help them understand how the community view.
The finalists for the Diversity in Health Award are
it's a real honour to work.
Dr. Linda Sewell.
Members.
Dr. Linda Sewell is nominated for her outstanding work as a GP at Rochdale Infirmary. where she supports frail...
Is that okay?
Thank you very much. Do you want to make your way back down? Thank you. Congratulations. So, the next award that we're going to be looking at is Diversity in Health Award. And I'd love to invite Amanda Newton, Chief Executive from Rochdale Borough-wide Housing, to the stage, please.
The finalists for the Diversity in Health Award are Dr. Linda Sewell. Dr. Linda Sewell is nominated for her outstanding work as a GP at Rochdale Infirmary, where she supports frail and elderly patients in rehabilitation. Beyond clinical care, she mentors medical students and trainee GPs and leads on mortality reviews. As a Black History Month ambassador and advocate for diversity in medicine, Dr. Sewell serves as a role model for aspiring health professionals, especially within the British Nigerian community. Her dedication to inclusive care and education continues to shape a more equitable health system. Asma Bibi, KYP. Asma Bibi, Community Health and Wellbeing Lead at KYP, is recognised for her transformative work in tackling health inequalities. Through culturally tailored workshops on cardiovascular health, menopause and men's well-being, she empowers marginalised communities to take charge of their health. Her peer-led, multilingual approach builds trust, improves access and fosters lasting change. Asma's leadership bridges gaps between services and communities, making her a vital force for inclusive health in Rochdale. Living Well South Asian Engagement Team. The Living Well South Asian Engagement Team, Sani Kareem, Mohammed Mohib and Sulhail Aslam are nominated for their life-changing work in reducing health inequalities. With over 2,000 residents engaged, their culturally sensitive outreach has improved access to NHS health checks, blood pressure monitoring and smoking cessation. Their Influencers Forum and multilingual resources have helped build trust and save lives. From supporting refugees through Hope Football to empowering residents with training and care, their impact is deep, personal and transformative.
Good evening, everyone. RBH is really proud to sponsor this evening and in particular this award, and what some amazing shortlist there. The winner of the Diversity in Health Award is Asma Bibi.
Thank you very much. I take that as well. So
I'll leave it here.
confusing.
I'll leave it here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm truly honored to receive this award. This has really been a journey for me, starting from 2022 since I came in this country as an international student. And I'm sorry for being emotional. I was told in the start that you won't survive here because of the Asian outlook, because of limited English language, or being just an outsider. But I just want to say thank you to Rochdale for being very diverse and providing me a safe home, providing me opportunities to work here. I'm truly grateful to KYP for providing me the platform to work from. I want to say thank you to Zulf and Khadija for being my guideline, being my mentor. I'm also thankful to Shakila and Diane from Public Health. If I didn't have a support from you guys, I wouldn't be able to stand here today. Thank you to all the partners who we worked with, and I would consider all of the other finalists the winners because we all had worked hard. And this is just the beginning, and we would welcome all the opportunities to work together again, inshallah. And thank you so much.
Well done, Asma. So the next award is the Cohesion Award, and I'd like to invite Kitsa Efti Miadis from Molesworth Solicitors to the stage, please.
The finalists for the Cohesion Award are GMP Neighbourhood Team, Operation Ramadan. For over 15 years, Operation Ramadan has shown how policing can shift from enforcement to partnership. Led by GMP Rochdale Neighbourhood Team 1, the initiative tackles antisocial behaviour through respectful patrols, mosque engagement. Rochdale Gateway Leisure. Beyond its role as a daycare service, Rochdale Gateway Leisure creates inclusive spaces where service users build friendships, confidence, and independence through co-produced programs and diverse activities. It has been at the forefront of promoting inclusion and social cohesion for adults with learning disabilities and autism. From arts and sports to cultural events and community partnerships, Rochdale Gateway Leisure fosters cross-community connections and challenges isolation. Its commitment to accessibility, intersectionality, and lived experience ensures everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Gateway is a true model of how care services can become hubs of community cohesion, empowering individuals and strengthening Rochdale's diverse communities. Hopwood Hall College, ESOL Department. The ESOL Department at Hopwood Hall College empowers refugees, asylum seekers, and new arrivals through inclusive language education, alongside emotional and practical support, helping them overcome barriers and thrive in their new community. As Greater Manchester's first College of Sanctuary, the college celebrates diversity through initiatives like the Our Journey ESOL Stories Anthology, MacFest cultural events, and community iftar gatherings. These efforts foster understanding, pride, and a sense of connection across cultures. By combining education with compassion, the ESOL team empowers individuals to participate fully in civic life, employment, and community activities, making them a vital force for inclusion and cohesion in Rochdale.
Is it on?
1, 2.
1, 2. Lovely to see you all, and it's a pleasure to be here and to be sponsoring the Cohesion Award, which goes to GMP Rochdale, Operation Ramadan.
you want to grab the award.
Good evening, everybody. It's a tremendous privilege and a heartfelt honour to be standing before you today to accept this team award on behalf of all those who have contributed to the success of Operation Ramadan. This recognition is not just a celebration of our work, it's a testament to the power of collaboration, community spirit and shared purpose. I mean, no doubt whatsoever that the success of Operation Ramadan would not have been possible without the unwavering support, insight and guidance from our key partners. I'd like to extend a special and sincere thank you to Rochdale Council of Mosques, Youth Services and our colleagues within the local authority. Their dedication and commitment have been instrumental in shaping this initiative into what it is today. So Operation Ramadan has been running in Rochdale for over a decade. What began as a local effort to ensure respectful and responsive policing during the holy month has grown into something truly remarkable. Over the years, Operation Ramadan has been adopted and implemented across the Greater Manchester area and is now widely recognised as a gold standard approach to community engagement and policing during Ramadan. This initiative was not only strengthened trust between the police and our communities, but it's also fostered a deeper understanding of cultural and religious practices, building bridges where they are most needed. It's a shining example of what can be achieved when we listen, learn and lead together. So to every police officer, voluntary partner and community member who has played a role in this journey, this award belongs to you. Your passion, perseverance and belief in the value of inclusive policing have made a lasting impact. So long may Operation Ramadan continue to thrive, inspire and evolve. Thank you once again for this incredible honour. Thank
you. Well done. So that's the end of the first round of awards, but I just want to briefly, because I know we're all really hungry, just mention a little bit about Spring Hill Hospice Charity, which is one of our partners. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the charity Spring Hill Hospice that has been a pillar of compassion in Rochdale, providing specialist care and support to patients and families who are facing life-limiting illnesses. Their work touches lives every single day, offering dignity, comfort and kindness when it's most needed. If you'd like to support their incredible work, please donate generously. You'll find donation envelopes on your tables, and if you didn't bring cash, no problem, they've got a card machine available. Every contribution, big or small, helps Spring Hill continue their vital service to our community, and thank you for your generosity. Joanne, who's in the audience, just stand up please so we know, people know who to, there she is, waving her arms. Please give generously. Right, the time you've all been waiting for. Let the food be served. Enjoy.
Just call on a brother, hey, when you need a hand. you will understand. We'll make somebody. If you need a prayer, if you need a hand, someone to run to, someone to lean on. Hold me, say so. Hold me now. Hold me. Hold me now.
We're now going to sing a celebration song called Avakile. So we invite you to join us, sing along if you know the words. If you don't, make your own words up. But we ask you to join in, participate and collaborate.
Okay, can we have a bit more of an applause for the song choirs? Fantastic performance. I hope you've all enjoyed your starters and your mains. This year we're doing the catering with the town hall, and both the town hall and ourselves would be really pleased if you could give us your feedback. So on the agenda cards that are on the table, there's a QR code. If you can complete that and give us some feedback on the overall event, etc., and the food. Thank you. So I'm going to let our hosts, the town hall catering staff, carry on tidying up, etc., so we can carry on with the agenda for the evening. Thank you. So our next guest is somebody relatively new to Rochdale. He's called James Binks. He's the CEO of Rochdale Council, and I know he's been trying really hard to get out to meet a lot of the organisations, the individuals that make up the Borough of Rochdale. So James was appointed as the Chief Executive of Rochdale Borough Council in January 2025. He previously served as Assistant Chief Executive at Manchester City Council, where he led work on policy, public service reform and devolution. His earlier career includes time at Her Majesty's Treasury, giving him a strong foundation in cross-sector collaboration and system-wide transformation. James also serves as the NHS Greater Manchester Place Lead for Harewood, Middleton and Rochdale, reflecting his commitment to integrated public services. A key figure in Manchester's devolution journey, he has helped shape the region's leadership in transferring powers from Westminster to local communities. Known for his collaborative leadership style, James is passionate about engaging with residents, understanding local challenges, and driving forward inclusive growth. He is married father of two and brings both professional expertise and personal dedication to his role. Please can we have a round of applause for James Binks.
Thank you, Zulf, for the introduction, and thank you for allowing me to say a few words tonight. I'm conscious that as the Chief Executive of Rochdale Council, I stand here at the Diversity Awards as a white male. But I want to say a few words about my own personal perspective on what it means to be an ally for the diverse communities of Rochdale. So growing up in the 1980s, in a mining town in South Yorkshire, and yes, I am older than I look. It wasn't a terribly diverse place to grow up. There weren't many black faces, there weren't many Asian faces, there weren't many people who identified as gay, lesbian, bi or transsexual. But it was my world, it was what I knew at the time. I was fortunate enough to have the chance then, leaving Yorkshire behind, to go to university in Cambridge and study geography. And that was a real eye-opener for me, because not only was I going to a place where the students and the staff were far more diverse than the people I'd known in South Yorkshire, but the course itself was a real eye-opener to concepts around colonialism, around the legacy of slavery, around how nationalist voices can lead to the othering of people who are not perceived to be like them, and around the importance of listening to different voices, to voices of marginalised people in telling their stories and their histories. I then moved and left university to London, and moving to such a diverse capital city as we have, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. but it was certainly my cup of tea. I revelled in the energy and the diversity of London as a place, and I really loved being there for 10 years of my life. I then moved to Manchester, as Zulf said, and spent 13 years working for the City Council as the Assistant Chief Executive, and that included the management of the Equalities, Diversity and Inclusion team within Manchester for part of that time. And some of the work I was most proud about there where we made absolute commitments to not just be a diverse organisation, but one that was overtly anti-racist. We did significant training of all of the staff in Manchester about race and health equity and the importance of tackling health inequalities through a race lens. And personally, I developed a different initiative to get different voices onto my management team called Diversity of Thought, where there were two people who were on the management team not by virtue of their rank or their role, but because they had different lived experience. And their voices were of equal importance in the discussions that we had in those forums. And two of those people decided they wanted to bring more of themselves to work and encourage other people to do the same. So with my blessing, they set up an initiative called In Conversation With. And doing this in front of 100 or so of their colleagues took a significant amount of effort and openness on behalf of those colleagues. But the first two people who did that were a colleague who was Jewish from North Manchester and a colleague who was a British Muslim Pakistani. And they talked about their own different experiences through life and through work and the things that brought them together in a time of great challenge. So coming fairly new to the role in Rochdale and having been here around 6 months, one of the things I've enjoyed most about my role, and it's been a great privilege, is to really get out and about into our communities, as Zulf said. So I made a commitment to go and visit all of our 20 wards of Rochdale in my first year. And after 6 months, I've done 14 of those, so I'm more than halfway through. But that's probably been one of the most enjoyable things about my role. And it's been a great privilege to spend the time with the local councillors in each of those wards to go to see some of the things they want to show me, things they're proud about, things that they also find challenging, but also to get to meet some of the community groups, the volunteers, the residents in those wards. And I've also made a commitment to go to visit many of our services, such as Rochdale Infirmary, such as some of our schools, our family hubs, to KYP a couple of times, to the South Asian Forum, Aspire to Inspire and Rochdale Council of Mosques. And that's helped me to really understand, as a relative newcomer to the borough, a bit more about our communities, some of our key organisations. And the things that I've taken away from there is so much that brings us together as a borough, as well as the challenges of the times that we're living in. Our cooperative values, our cooperative history has shone through in that, our pioneering spirit as a borough. But also, as Issa and others have said, the values of empathy and tolerance in our society. I'm also really pleased that we've got a council plan and a borough plan that put tackling inequalities right at the centre of those. So going forward, as I have more time in this role, I'd like to think collectively across all of our partners about what more we can do, not just as the council, but as a really networked group of partners to advance the cause of equalities, diversity and inclusion. And taking pride in the great assets that we have, I'm really proud that there are so many great examples of that being shown on the screen today, and well done to everybody who's been nominated, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, James. So the next person I'm going to introduce is Paul Waugh, who's the Labour and Cooperative Member of Parliament for Rochdale. He was elected in 2024. Again, born in Wardle, raised on a council estate in Scotland, Paul is a proud Rochdalian with deep roots in the community. He now represents in Westminster. Paul has championed Rochdale's rich diversity, calling for leadership that reflects and celebrates the inclusive spirit of the town. He has spoken out against extremism, divisive politics, and has worked to secure funding for regeneration, education, and healthcare locally. He's also played a role in pushing for a national inquiry into grooming gangs and supports stronger protection for women and girls. As a member of the Culture, Media and Sports Select Committee, Paul continues to advocate for policies that uplift communities and promote fairness. Please can you welcome Paul Waugh, a passionate advocate for Rochdale and its diverse communities.
Thanks a lot, Zulf. And first of all, I just wanted to thank you, Zulf, very much, because KYP's support for these awards, they're now in their 13th year, makes all the difference to everything we all stand for in Rochdale. I know how hard it is, how much work goes into putting on these awards. I know behind the scenes there's a lot of work going on, and it's often not appreciated. So I think we should have a big round of applause for Zulf, first of all. I'd also like to thank, obviously, all the sponsors without whom tonight isn't possible at all. The serving staff, the kitchen staff, particularly the choir, who are fantastic just then, weren't they? How amazing. Now, I see it as my job as the Member of Parliament for Rochdale to shout out about everything that's great about Rochdale. And one of the greatest things is its diversity. I'm delighted that our borough celebrates diversity in all its forms. It's race, it's religion, it's different ages, disabilities, sexualities, gender. And obviously, crucially, the point is that all of those different bits of Rochdale come together and they represent everything that's great about our town. What we saw tonight, for example, from all those nominees, and in my eyes, every single nominee is a winner tonight. In all those nominees, you see a common thread, which is a passion for the community, a passion for the people they help and that they represent. And we saw also in the speeches we've seen already from Azra, I mean, that was very powerful, Azra. Thanks so much for your reminder of what policing used to be like, sadly. There have been great strides, but that was really quite moving, your testimony of how bad things were. I mean, from Janet as well, how far behind we still are when it comes to women's rights. The fact that she's only the 10th female mayor of Rochdale is quite shocking. And we've got to do more every day to help women's rights. And as Zulf said, one of the things I'm most passionate about in Parliament is fighting to reduce the amount of violence against women and girls. And that affects every single community. Isa, I mean, that was fabulous. You are the future, and what a future we've got. A young Rochdalian coming up here, making that speech, made me so proud to be your Member of Parliament, I've got to say. And Neil made a speech that, yes, was political. I understand exactly why it was as well, because he was right about some of the dangers that lie ahead from people who don't share this agenda. And similarly, James, he might seem like he's an outsider, but he's already an adopted Rochdalian. Like many people who come here, many people who come to this town hall for the first time, they say, wow, I didn't know Rochdale was that amazing. And I say, wait till you see the people. Wait till you see the groups, the charities, the businesses we've got in Rochdale. You'll say wow as well. And that's the great thing about this town hall. It pulls people to this town and it changes their perceptions. And as I say, that's part of my job. When there are so many negative headlines about Rochdale in the national news, in the local news, my job is constantly to shout out about the great things that happen here and the great people that make this place so special. So as I said in my maiden speech in the House of Commons, our town's history of cooperation and community has been enhanced all through the years by the currents and the flows of migration that have been as steady as the River Roach itself. Irish, Scots, you saw some beautiful bagpiping tonight, Italians, Ukrainians, Poles, Hungarians, Pakistanis, Kashmiris, Bangladeshis, Nigerians, yes, and others have all contributed to what makes Rochdale so special over the years. I know my own family has seen a lot of that migration. It's part of the Rochdale family. My family is like every Rochdale family. It's a mixture of those heritages. Because though all those different groups, you know, they were the people that manned our factories in Rochdale. They're the people that were the bedrock of the NHS. Thankfully, there are more people now in the police and other public services. But crucially, they create family businesses, communities, charities, and that sense of self-help that makes Rochdale so really special. But crucially, they're all proud Rochdalians. And just as our town has shown real resilience over the years in the face of economic downturns and the change of industry and government cuts, our community cohesion has always been proving really, really resilient, despite all the provocations and despite the provocations from extremists on all sides, I've got to say. There have been and there are, and sadly there always will be, people within any community who simply distrust difference. They're the ones who feel uncomfortable when someone looks different or speaks differently. But I genuinely believe that those people are a minority. Fortunately, they're not a minority with a protected characteristic either. The overwhelming majority of British people and of Rochdalians are welcoming, they're open, they're tolerant. They don't grimace when they see someone that looks different. They smile, they offer a hand of friendship. They see the person, they don't see the nationality. They see the human being, not the racial group to which they belong. And we all want, for example, our grandparents to get the right healthcare. We all want our kids to get the best possible start in life. We all share a deep belief in fairness. But also, most people also appreciate that different communities have different specific needs. That people want to keep in touch with their family roots, whether those roots lie in the Lancastrian moors, or whether they lie in the beautiful uplands of Kashmir, or in the coastal plains of Bangladesh. We've all got those roots, and we all value those roots, and we should celebrate those roots. Now, of course, we in this room do believe in the value of diversity. That value, yes, it's financial, it's worth saying, it's hard-nosed, because recruiting the best talent, wherever it's from, contributes to your bottom line. The best businesses, the best run businesses know that. And, of course, the value is also in better tailored public services, whether it's policing, whether it's healthcare. Tailoring those public services to different communities is not some admission of defeat. It's actually a celebration of how you get the most effective public services, how you reach people, and how you value everyone. And only when you can say that you value everybody and you're making your best effort to engage with everybody can you get effective public services. So again, it's about efficient, better public services. But there's a more priceless value in how diversity underscores our common humanity. And we have to constantly challenge those who don't see any value in diversity. Some members of Parliament, I hate to say, are now actually calling for the deportation of families who've lived here for many years. All in the name of what's called cultural coherence, whatever that means. I shudder to think what will happen if those people end up running this country. But we should be brutally honest. Discrimination hasn't disappeared. Inequality still exists. And when hate rears its head, it threatens everything we've all built together in this town. Now, there are lots of reasons to be angry with the state of the world, at home and abroad. Believe me, I don't need to be told that. But there are some politicians who prefer anger to answers. They prefer to ride a wave of anger rather than provide the answers to our problems. But one answer, I think, is to build our community cohesion. And that's what these awards are all about tonight, in every sense of that word. Not to undermine community cohesion. We need to recognise the sheer energy and entrepreneurship that migrant communities bring to an area. It's already been referenced tonight. That sheer sense of energy, the sense of can-do, that we're going to do this ourselves, that sense of self-help. It's an engine for growth, economic growth, but also for social growth and well-being. We also need to protect our different communities from the hate that is out there from that minority, I'm afraid, and the violence that often accompanies them. I mean, Issa very eloquently put it about the riots last year, how dangerous at the moment that was. Thankfully, we didn't have that in Rochdale, but far too many areas did suffer that. But that's why I'm delighted for yesterday, for example, the government announced another 10 million in protection for mosque security, on top of the 29 million that's already been spent this year. That's vital in making sure that people feel safe when they go to pray, just as people ought to feel safe when they go to pray in a synagogue, and sadly, that resulted in tragedy only the other week. But the best protection against hatred is to keep standing up for the belief that diversity matters, that diversity does not mean division. Diversity is about mutual respect and understanding. That diversity strengthens us all. We need to say, especially when we come together around shared values. So diversity isn't just a nice idea, it's a practical strength. It's the reason our businesses thrive, our schools are enriched, and our culture is vibrant. Walk down the streets of our town, you'll hear languages from across the world. You'll taste food from every continent, and you'll see friendships that cross every boundary. But diversity is about more than difference. It's about dignity. It's about making sure that every person, no matter what their background is, has the same chance to succeed and feels as valued as everyone else. It's that same spirit that gave birth to that brilliant cooperative movement in 1844 in this town all those years ago. A belief that when we work together, we all rise together. And this is the good news, because Rochdale's never been a town that shies away from a challenge. We're a town full of common sense, full of radicalism, full of resilience, and renewal. So I promise you this, I will keep fighting for policies at government level that protect every community, that give every child the best start in life and make sure no one from any community is left behind. So tonight isn't just about awards, it's about a vision of Rochdale where difference is celebrated, where opportunity is shared, and where, as we say in the trade union movement, where unity really is strength. So let's keep building that future together. Let's keep proving that diversity is not a weakness, it's our superpower. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. So we're going to move on, and I know there's people sat here thinking, where's the finalists, what's happening with the awards, and that's what it's about next. The next part is all about the awards. I just want to introduce a dedicated community member and current treasurer of our board. Although not originally from Rochdale, Madhya has proudly called it home for the past 5 years, a place that is close to her heart and where her daughter is now growing up. With over 7 years experience in the financial services, Madhya brings both professional expertise and a deep personal commitment to her work. Passionate about creating a community that is safe, inclusive, engaging, and fulfilling for young people, she continues to play an active role in helping Rochdale thrive through connection, opportunity, and shared values. So please can we have a round of applause for Madhya.
Thank you, Zulf. And good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's well fed and watered. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to round 2 of the awards. And tonight we continue celebrating the incredible individuals and organisations who make our borough a more inclusive, compassionate and connected place. Each nominee represents the values we hold dear: respect, unity and the power of community. Let's keep the energy going and honour the stories that inspire us all. Thank you, and let's enjoy the next part of the evening. The next award is the Community Voluntary and Faith Sector Award. And to present this award, I'd like to invite on stage Estelle Rowe, who is the Chief Executive of Your Trust.
The finalists for the Community, Voluntary and Faith Sector Award are Team Sahara, Alzheimer's Society, Team Sahara, part of the Alzheimer's Society, is transforming dementia care for South Asian and Muslim communities across Greater Manchester. In just 2.5 years, they've built culturally sensitive services, memory cafes in mosques and temples, bilingual support, and awareness sessions that break stigma and offer dignity. Their work in research, schools, and faith spaces ensures representation and compassion are at the heart of dementia support. Sahara's impact is national, but its roots in Rochdale make it a beacon of faith-led community care. Altus Education Partnership. Altus Education Partnership is nominated for its borough-wide initiatives that support children, families, and schools. Through the Children's University and Reach platform, Altus provides free enrichment opportunities, celebrates achievements, and promotes inclusive learning. Their community hub distributes food and essentials across Rochdale, Middleton, and Haywood. With over 22,000 Reach users and 1,900 children registered for the Children's University, Altus is making education and support accessible to all, regardless of background or school affiliation. Rochdale Training. Rochdale Training is recognised for embedding equality, diversity, and inclusion across its programmes. Supporting over 930 learners, including those with disabilities, ethnic minorities, and sanctuary seekers. They've increased representation in engineering, childcare, and health sectors. Events like Taste of the World and VE Day celebrations foster cohesion, while targeted outreach and inclusive policies remove barriers to education and employment. Rochdale Training is setting a benchmark for inclusive practice in the voluntary and education sectors. Army of Kindness. Army of Kindness is nominated for its remarkable 10-year commitment to supporting vulnerable communities in Rochdale and beyond. From weekly hot food kitchens serving hundreds to festive meals reaching up to 350 people in a day, their work offers dignity, warmth, and hope. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the team delivered over 150,000 meals, showing unwavering dedication. Their inclusive volunteer model, spanning ages 15 to 82, fosters unity and purpose across generations. With culturally sensitive services, grassroots fundraising, and international outreach, Army of Kindness continues to break barriers, reduce isolation, and inspire a spirit of service. Their legacy is one of resilience, kindness, and lasting community impact.
Good evening. Your Trust is really proud to help support this amazingly inspiring event. And I know that these would all be worthy winners, but tonight the award goes to Altus Education.
I feel a little disconnected.
Gosh,
Nothing better.
We are inordinately humbled,
I take a little
surprised,
so affected.
those finalists, the things that they're doing and they continue to do are incredible. And we were honoured to even be nominated in this category. To win it is even more. I'd just like to say, by golly, you should be proud of the young people in this town. There is so much talent, there is so much potential, and there is a college 300 yards over there that is just about the best in the country, no doubt about it, where students come from diverse backgrounds, from different areas of the borough and further afield, and do as well as anybody in the country. And I think it's really important because all our young people are lacking are those opportunities. And that's what we at Altus, and I know everybody in education here is dedicated to doing. So thank you. This lady is, though, responsible for all of that stuff that you just saw. So it's Jo Howarth King that we should be celebrating tonight. But she doesn't want to say anything.
Well done to the winners. Our next award is the Breaking Barriers Award, and to present this award, I'd like to invite on stage Fiona Main from Rochdale Training.
The finalists for the Breaking Barriers Award are Azim Amir, Learn with ESS. Founded by Azim Amir, Learn with ESS is transforming how society understands and engages with disability. Born with a visual impairment, Azim turned personal challenges into a powerful platform for change through immersive workshops that highlight both visible and invisible disabilities. With a team of lived experience advocates, Learn with ESS delivers impactful sessions in schools, businesses, prisons, and through major brands like Hilton and Specsavers. Their work fosters empathy, challenges stereotypes, and promotes accessibility from a person-centered approach. Azim's leadership and lived experience make him a role model, inspiring communities locally and nationally. His journey, which includes developing his original idea and playing blind football for England, is a testament to resilience, empowerment, and the power of breaking barriers. Rochdale Connections Trust. Rochdale Connections has long been at the forefront of tackling exclusion and disadvantage in the borough. From youth-led initiatives tackling violence and isolation, to mental health co-production projects amplifying lived experience, or trauma-informed support for women affected by domestic abuse. Rochdale Connections Trust continues to transform the way services are accessed and experienced. Their culturally adapted program, Harnessing Your Respectful Relationships, empowers South Asian men to explore emotional well-being and healthy relationships in a safe, culturally sensitive space, breaking down barriers of language, stigma, and exclusion. This innovative program, alongside their overall inclusive approach, demonstrates RCT's commitment to equity and their ability to listen, respond, and adapt to the needs of the communities they serve. Active Travel Rochdale, your trust. Active Travel Rochdale makes cycling accessible to all, especially women, low-income families, and underrepresented communities. Through the creation of a new cycling hub at Springfield Park, the team has delivered over 500 learn-to-ride sessions, loaned 66 bikes, and provided free training, equipment, and support. The project has proactively removed cultural, financial, and confidence-related barriers. The initiative has improved physical and mental well-being, reduced transport costs, and fostered community connection. One parent described it as life-changing, giving her daughter independence and helping them bond through shared experiences. Active Travel Rochdale is not just promoting cycling, it's creating inclusive, empowering spaces that transform lives.
Okay, it's lovely to be here to represent Rochdale Training, and I'll get straight to the point. The winner is Rochdale Connection Trust.
So I haven't got anything prepped, so I'll keep this very short, and I've got a cough. Thank you very much. I think Rochdale Connections Trust, we're passionate about providing services for people and breaking down challenges. And sometimes when there isn't something there for people because of language difficulties or, you know, there's no knowledge in that community, we'll go out and research and we'll go out and find it, and we'll get together and we'll, you know, get everybody involved, and we'll write something for people, and that's what we did with this course.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, this was an amazing course that you wouldn't expect a charity which perhaps doesn't specialize in things that are to do with the South Asian community to run courses like this, but being part of this course called Amanat, just to kind of give it a bit of a plug to all of you about what we actually do on that. We're basically helping males of South Asian heritage to learn about how healthy relationships are supposed to be in a household. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. So I hope you'll all help support us, and everyone else here, like the ladies were saying, everybody's really a winner here. And there's organizations that are not here today that perhaps might be even doing more work than us, but it's a shared experience. And I really do hope that we can all keep supporting each other in all of this. Thank you very much.
Well done. Now the next award is Education or Apprenticeship Award, and to present this award I'd like to invite on stage James Binks, who is the Chief Executive of Rochdale Borough Council.
The finalists for the Education or Apprenticeships Award are A&F Sprinklers. A&F Sprinklers is nominated for its outstanding commitment to inclusive apprenticeships in engineering. As Apprentice Employee of the Year and a Rochdale Training Ambassador, the company champions diversity through school outreach, STEM sponsorships, and tailored support for apprentices from underrepresented backgrounds. Their programs help young people, many of whom are the first in their families to enter the field and progress into skilled roles. A&F Sprinklers combines technical excellence with social impact, creating safer communities and stronger futures. Rochdale Training. Rochdale Training is recognised for embedding equality, diversity and inclusion across its education and apprenticeship programmes. Supporting over 930 learners, including those with disabilities and ethnic minority backgrounds, the organisation has increased representation in engineering, childcare and early years sectors. Initiatives like Women in Engineering and Community Outreach have reduced barriers and boosted employment. With national recognition and strong local partnerships, Rochdale Training sets a benchmark for inclusive education in the borough. KYP Learning and Skills. KYP's Learning and Skills Department is nominated for its transformative work in adult education and community empowerment. Supporting over 900 learners, including refugees, women returning to work, and those with limited English. The team delivers practical, inclusive courses in English, maths, digital skills, and more. Their learner-centered approach builds confidence, reduces isolation, and opens pathways to employment, volunteering, and further education. KYP's impact reaches across Greater Manchester, fostering integration and resilience through lifelong learning. Rochdale Sixth Form College. Rochdale Sixth Form College is nominated for its exceptional and sustained impact on educational outcomes for young people across Rochdale. With value-added results consistently exceeding national average across gender, ethnicity, income levels and disability, the college ensures all students achieve and progress, regardless of background. In 2025, 83% of students progressed to university, with 39% reaching top-tier institutions, rating among the highest nationally. RSFC's inclusive ethos, expert staff, and compassionate rigour have created a culture where every learner is supported to succeed. This nomination celebrates Rochdale Sixth Form College's role in driving social mobility, raising aspirations and delivering excellence in education for Rochdale's diverse communities.
And the winner of the Education and Apprenticeships Award is KYP.
Okay, oh God, did I expect this? I'd just like to say thank you so much. This award shows that we actually celebrate diversity, which is inspiring, empowering, and educating our learners from all backgrounds. And I can tell you this much, I'm an actually example of that. Empowering, educating, and inspiring. And there's many in this room that are also an example of that. I'm not going to name anyone because I know who you all are. And I came to KYP at the age of 16, and I'm 45 now. And thank you. I did my education through KYP. I did my apprenticeship, I went to college through KYP, and I went to university through KYP. We believe in KYP to value our learners, to make sure that they are seen, heard, their voices are heard, and they are able to reach their full potential. And they can build a future for themselves. Sorry, just a bit nervous. They say that alone you can do so little, but together you can do so much. And that's what we believe in. We believe in building a community where everyone belongs. And it goes to show power of education, and we celebrate the power of education. I would like to say thanks to our partners, which is WEA, Ingers, Hotwood College, Action Together, Rochdale Borough Council. Thank you so much in believing in our work and trusting us. I'd like to thank our leadership team, Zulf, Khadija, for supporting the Learning and Skills Department and giving us and inspiring us and making sure that the quality is consistent in delivering to our learners. And I also like to say we have such a wonderful Learning and Skills team, which are the tutors, the admin support team, and they're the actual ones that help our learners build and grow. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, KYP, a well-deserved award, if I say so myself. The last award of the evening is an Outstanding Achievement Award in Diversity. And I'd like to invite on the stage to present this award is Greg Scully, who's the Deputy Principal from Hotwood College.
The finalists for the Outstanding Achievement in Diversity Award are Awakening Minds, Nazreen Akhtar. Awakening Minds, led by Nazreen Akhtar, is nominated for its powerful work in empowering South Asian women through digital inclusion and mental health awareness. By creating safe, culturally appropriate learning spaces, Nazreen has helped women gain confidence, skills, and independence. Her bold advocacy around taboo topics like suicide and addiction has opened vital conversations and reduced isolation. Awakening Minds is breaking down barriers and building bridges in Rochdale's communities. Liz Holt, Rochdale Borough Council. Liz Holt, Asylum and Refugee Employment and Training Officer at Rochdale Council, is nominated for her outstanding work supporting refugees and asylum seekers. Through the Rochdale Friendship Group and multi-agency collaboration, Liz has helped hundreds of new arrivals access services, build confidence and find employment. Her compassionate leadership and inclusive approach have transformed lives, empowered volunteers, and strengthened community cohesion across Rochdale, Middleton, and Haywood. Mohammed Toasia, Become United. Mohammed Toasia, founder of Become United, is nominated for his exceptional leadership in promoting equality and inclusion. His grassroots initiatives have supported over 1,000 BAMER individuals through youth programs, health campaigns, and community engagement. Through its partnerships with the NHS and funding from Sports England and the National Lottery, Toasia's impact has been amplified. His work empowers others, fosters unity, and creates lasting change, making him a true champion of diversity in Rochdale. John Shaw, Community Volunteer. John Shaw is nominated for his extraordinary dedication to supporting Rochdale's most vulnerable residents. As a volunteer and founder of the homelessness food delivery service, John has helped hundreds of people each week by providing meals, clothing and essentials to those facing homelessness, isolation and hardship. His work encompasses partnerships with local charities, food pantries and businesses, all of which are coordinated without external funding. John's inclusive approach ensures support reaches people of all backgrounds, and his compassion inspires others to get involved. Awarded Man of Rochdale, John continues to build a stronger and more connected community, proving that one person's kindness can transform lives.
Good evening, everybody. Hopwood Hall College is really pleased to sponsor this particular award, an Outstanding Achievement Award, and therefore, as people digest their food, let us move quickly on to the winner. The Outstanding Achievement in Diversity Award goes to Liz Holt.
Wow. Shakaran, thank you. Yeah, I'm quite new to Rochdale. Just over 2 years, I came to this town as a new person. And everyone in this room has been kind to me. And I would like to say thank you to all of you for being part of my journey. Part of my work is to support people that are new, so that kind of fits well. This is amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I'm quite overwhelmed. I'm not used to being at the front, normally at the back. What I would say is I am really privileged to work with a bank of 56 volunteers that helps to drive creativity and improves cohesion within Rochdale, Middleton and Haywood. Our friendship groups that you saw on that video before, we actually have 4 of them across the boroughs. Rochdale, Middleton, Haywood libraries have taken us in, and we are really privileged to have that space for free. And what it's about is giving people with lived experience of forced migration opportunities to volunteer, to do workshops, get into training and employment from those placements that we put them in, that I put them in. I'm really sad actually at the moment because I've just lost 7 volunteers from across those groups. But what I can tell you, within 1 year of doing those placements within those friendship groups, of being a volunteer signpost and chat, which is where we give advice and we help people and we bring everyone together in one space to access council services and community groups and organisations such as everybody in this room. I've waffled now, I know, sorry. So we do that, and the volunteers have now gone on to jobs in interpreting in the local authority and within other organisations in this room because of those volunteer opportunities that we've given. And volunteer management was never part of my job. I was just very grateful that the Working Skills team allowed me the autonomy to look at what needed to happen to enable people to live well, to break the barriers of when you come to a new place and you have nothing and you don't know what to do. Yeah, they gave me the opportunity to grow and to help people in the way that I wanted to help people, which was people first. So I would just like to say thank you again to all of you in this room and beyond for accepting me as a Rochdalian. And thank you very much for this.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of all of our award categories for the evening. So I want to say another big congratulations to all the winners and, of course, all the runners-up. I have been told all runners-up will get a certificate as well, so you can collect that from the right-hand side of the stage, from the theme at the end, because you should all also be recognised as well for your achievements. Now, just before we wrap up, we have someone special to invite on stage just to close off the awards for this evening. And I would like to invite on stage our newly appointed Chair of KYP, Suhail Hussain.
Good evening, everyone. As Chair of KYP, it's a real honour to welcome you all again, once again, to the Town Hall for the Diversity Awards 2025. Now, I'm fully aware of the time and that I'm the last speaker, and I'll do my best to keep things moving. Tonight's celebration was made possible by the collective efforts of our partners, sponsors, nominees, winners and guests. Your support, enthusiasm and commitment have brought this event to life, and for that we are deeply grateful. A heartfelt thank you goes out to our speakers who have generously shared their perspectives on the powers and necessity of diversity and inclusion. Their stories have moved us, challenged us and have reminded us why this work matters. Thank you for your courage and insight. To our judging panel, thank you for your diligence and integrity. With a record number of nominations this year, your task was far from easy, yet you approached it with fairness and care, and we commend you for your dedication. Let's give them a well-deserved round of applause. We are also incredibly thankful to our sponsors, without whose contribution none of this would be possible. Our appreciation goes out to Altus Education Partnership, Molesworth Solicitors, Rochdale Borough-wide Housing, Rochdale Training, Rochdale Borough Council, Your Trust, Hopwood Hall, Rochdale Council and Mosques, and Community Careline Services. I'd also like to give my thanks to Deeplish Community Centre for the use of their van, as they do every year. To our finalists and winners, tonight is your moment. You are the heartbeat of this event. Through your work and unwavering commitment to equality and inclusion, you've set a powerful example for all of us. Thank you for inspiring us and leading the way. We also extend our thanks to our media partners and the event management team for helping us put all these stories together and for organising such a memorable event. A special thank you to the Town Hall staff for catering the food, and to Glass Eye Production and of course the wait staff. Thank you for your attentive services throughout the night. Behind the scenes, the team at KYP have worked actively to bring this event together. Their passion and their energy have been the driving force behind behind tonight's success. A huge thank you to Zulf, Ghazala and Madia for hosting, and to Nadim and Khalid for coordinating the event with such precision and care. Let's hear it for the team at KYP. Finally, to all of you, our guests, thank you for being here. Your presence and support for diversity and inclusion makes this event not only possible, but powerful. You've helped make tonight meaningful, and we're glad that you could join us. As we bring the Rochdale Diversity Awards 2025 to a close, I hope you all leave feeling inspired and proud. Please stay for the networking. We'd love for the conversation to continue and the connections to continue as well. For all the finalists out there that have not received their certificates, if you please make your way to Nadim, who's just stood next to our banner. Make sure you do get your certificates. And to all winners and all finalists, please gather at the bottom with all your partners and your group members. We'd like a collective picture. Thank you all and good night.